Hello, welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy this week's chapter of The Unknown by Lacey and Olivia Julius.
I walked into the class, not sure how I was going to lie and get to the gym. I looked around at the other girls in my class. And an idea popped into my head. I dug around my book bag that I had grabbed from my locker before this class. I dug through a side pocket before I found what I was looking for. A small tube shape wrapped in white and purple packaging. It was a tampon. Could I really fake my period? How do I fake one? I've never really had to fake one before. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. This was going to be tricky, but I had to see Emma. I stood up and walked over to Mrs. Hanson, our math teacher. She looked up from her desk, her expression a mix of curiosity and concern. "Yes, Brooke?" she asked. "Mrs. Hanson," I began, forcing a painful expression onto my face. I need to go to the nurse. I'm not feeling well." Her eyebrows furrowed, and she looked me over. "Are you all right? What's wrong?" I hesitated, then decided to go for it. "It's girl problems," I whispered, hoping the vague explanation would be enough. Understanding dawned on her face, and she gave me a sympathetic nod. "Of course, Brooke. Go ahead. Take your time." I nodded and hurried out of the classroom, feeling a mix of relief and guilt. I hoped no one would question my sudden departure. Once I was in the hallway, I made my way towards the gym, my heart pounding with anticipation. This was my chance to see Emma and maybe find some answers. As I approached the gym, I could hear the faint sounds of music and the rhythmic stomping of feet. I peeked through the double doors and saw the cheerleaders practicing their routine. Emma was there, her long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail, moving gracefully with the other girls. My heart ached at the sight of her. I slipped into the gym, trying to remain unnoticed. I found a spot near the bleachers where I could watch without drawing too much attention. The cheerleaders moved through their routine with precision, their movements synchronized and fluid. Emma stood out, her energy and enthusiasm shining through. As they finished their routine, the coach clapped her hands. "Great job, everyone. Take 5. The girls dispersed, some grabbing water bottles, others chatting among themselves. I saw Emma walking towards the bleachers, and I seized the moment. I stepped forward, calling her name. "Emma." She turned, her eyes widening in surprise when she saw me. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" I took a deep breath, trying to find the right words. I needed to see you. I have to talk to you about something important." "Well, hurry up, I got practice," she said, looking back at the rest of the girls. "Well, what if I told you I woke up turned into a girl?" I asked. "I would think you're losing your mind," Emma said, walking off. "And what if I said the person who turned me into a girl was your grandmother?" I asked. Emma stopped and then turned to look at me. "Impossible," she whispered. "That's what I thought about magic," I said, pointing down at myself. "I thought magic was impossible until this happened." Emma looked over to the other girls, and then, after checking they weren't listening into our conversation, she quickly walked over to me. "I'll talk to you after practice," Emma hissed. "Till then, keep quiet." I nodded my head and Emma turned around. Another girl named Ria walked over to Emma and handed her a clipboard. "It looks like we might need to find another girl to be a flyer. Shayna can't do some of the moves while in the air. Where will we find another girl?" Another girl named Mindy asked. Emma looked at me and smiled. "I know a girl," she said, smiling. Emma walked over to me, and I already knew what she was going to say. Look kid, if you join our squad as a flyer, I'll help you in whatever you say happened to you. That's not fair. I protested. But Emma put up a hand. Well, if you are stuck in a position that you want out of, then I suggest that you agree to my terms. Fine, I agreed, feeling trapped by the situation. I'll join the squad. But you better help me figure this out. Emma nodded, a determined look in her eyes. Deal. Go get your gym clothes on, then come out here. We'll get you started. With that, she turned back to the other girls, leaving me standing there with a mix of relief and dread. Joining the cheerleading squad was the last thing I wanted to do, but if it meant getting Emma's help, I had no choice.